A very good evening and welcome to Wolves TV's Matchday Live Extra on a cold and rather grim looking night here at the Amex Stadium on the South Coast. I'm Mikey Burrows. As you can see on the row in front of me is the Hall of Famer Andy Thompson. There I am just behind him. Whee!
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like you sitting behind me.
Well, all sorts of shenanigans could be going on during commentary today. You can also see joining us from home is the former Wolves women defender, Claire Hakeman. Claire, good to have you with us again. Do you know what? We may as well go straight into it, mightn't we? The penalty on Saturday. Me and Tomo have had our say. Here it is. Claire, what did you make of it?
Well, I think after the Liverpool game as well, how disappointing that moment decided that game. I think the graph those defenders put in, and it's come down to a penalty decision that just wasn't. I mean, it's hit his rib cage quite clearly, and obviously the sleeve's meant to be connected now, so it's never a penalty, is it? It's even straight away. Matinho, you can see on the pictures, he's there saying it's hit him in the ribs. It's quite clearly hit him in the ribs, and it is definitively not a penalty. I don't know how it wasn't overruled by VAR.
Do you know, the funny thing is that VAR told the different media organisations that requested it on Saturday afternoon when we were travelling home from the game, Tomo, that VAR couldn't find a definitive angle to say that it didn't hit his arm. Were they not looking at this?
I was going to say, I'm just watching it here on the replay. That looks clear and obvious to me that it's not him on the arm. I was going to say, it took about 2 or 3 minutes because we were saying, he kept going on with saying, I'll tell you what, he's not going to overrule this, the way it was going. And I think Andre Marin is the only one who agreed that it was a penalty. He's the only one that I've heard over the weekend from all the pundits, all the television. I've even heard one of the referees come out and say that it wasn't a penalty. And again, it's a clear and obvious mistake by the referee to award it. But I said to you at the weekend, I said, look, he couldn't get his whistle in his mouth any quicker. So like the way that he's done it, blowing the whistle straight away. But I just think that the people want to do this VAR, and a great technology coming into the game. But for me, it's got to be sorted out.
It's the funny thing, isn't it? That, listen, I rattled off a list before that even happened in Tomo on Saturday of the things that I feel have gone against us in terms of refereeing decisions this season. Now, we have to be slightly careful because we're on Wolves TV, and obviously we're not going to be piping any conspiracy theories going around, though I know there'll be supporters who think there is. But there is a genuine feeling, I think, that if you are a traditional Big Six team, you maybe get a little bit more luck. Now, the question I'm going to ask to both of you who've played football at a very good level is, do you make your own luck, or is there a semblance that the bigger teams tend to get the rub of the green more often?
Well, you look at that as well. So, look, at that weekend, how many penalties were given to the top 6 teams, or most of the teams that are in the top 6, or the Big 6, that you could say about it. And when you look at it, things like that, dubious decisions, how quick he blew the whistle. When we've had decisions which we've seen a couple of times where you spoke about it at the weekend, where penalties were either overruled or not given for us. Very similar things that other teams have been given. I just don't understand what's going on with the decision. Again, we spoke about the technology. VAR's great technology, but it still comes down to somebody's opinion. It still comes down to something that they are seeing. And again, I can't understand. He's the only one who wouldn't overrule it, Andre Marina, and I still don't understand why he hasn't. And again, it just proves how inconsistent it is. Like I say, the technology is great, but I just think that we've got to sort something out about the way it's been used, and we're leaning a little bit, for me, towards those top teams.
Well, Claire, it's the element that certain decisions are black and white, the offsides. Now, we can still argue about where they draw the lines, but it's a black and white decision. The issue with penalties and some of the things that have gone against Wolves is that they are subjective. They are the opinion of the official. Yeah. And almost like in cricket, you need the umpire's decision, the umpire's call, in order to get it either way.
Yeah, definitely. I think the fact that it seems to be happening too often with the referee, if he makes that first decision, VAR really is looking not to overturn it in the ideal world. They want to back the referee a lot, which I can understand. And there has been improvements with VAR. I think in the first season, I think we got stung a lot as it was finding its feet. And this season, you know, there's been decisions, the Man United decision where they obviously went to score the winner after the tackle on Neves with Pogba. But it's frustrating, isn't it? Like how far it goes back. You do wonder if they do favour the big, you know, the big teams. Does it suit them more that they get the result? They're not bothered whether Wolves get the result. You know, like it's difficult, isn't it? Because we're all Wolves fans, and you know, we want us to win. And I think the frustrating thing for me, I just thought of like your Connor Cody's, Kilman's size, the graft that they have put in the last 2 weeks for the Liverpool game and the Man City game to come out with nothing. And Jose Sarr, he's been fantastic, hasn't he, the last few weeks? And to come out with no clean sheet for either of those games after an unbelievable clearances off the line, backs against the wall at points against two high-quality sides, to take nothing home is a little bit soul-destroying, especially when it's decided on a penalty that probably wasn't.
Okay, look, we'll talk about some of the other issues that came out of the game and the issue of who replaces Raul after we've looked back at the proper highlights from Saturday at the Etihad. Or Sterling, it's got the wrong side of Saiss in the penalty area, blocked off by Cody, Manchester City corner. I think Saiss may well have been caught by a flaying arm of Raheem Sterling as Jimenez fouls Rodri on halfway. Or Jimenez gets a yellow card.
Never.
And
that wasn't a yellow card.
That's from the crowd reaction more than anything else.
I thought that was harsh.
Because they weren't anywhere near the ball. Jimenez was challenging for the ball. Oh, Jimenez is going to get sent off here. He's blocked the free kick being taken. This is unbelievable. Jonathan Moss shows him a second yellow, and Wolves are down to 10 men. Cancelo's cross towards the far post and cleared off the line. Brilliant piece of defending from Connor Cody.
So Sarr just caught in no man's land, isn't he? Gundogan just got the header. Great positioning from Connor Cody though.
On for Bernardo Silva, dipping his cross in, that goes behind. Oh no, penalty! Wolves can't believe it! Yeah, no, that's not a penalty.
That's not a penalty.
That's not a penalty. If VAR doesn't overturn this, it's a scandal. Andre Marion to keep looking at it.
How's that? How's he keep looking? Is he trying to look for someone else?
Oh, they've given it.
It's ridiculous.
His face, and he slides it down the middle, and Manchester City are in front, and the real sense of injustice at the Etihad is Sterling. Low cross in, little back heel by Grealish. It's going to come to Bernardo. What a save by Jose Sarr. First ball into De Bruyne. On here to Gabriel Jesus, who smashes it goalwards, and it's another very good save by Jose Sarr at his near post. Aït-Nouri, Daniel Podence, left-hand side, lifts his cross in, it's Kilman! Oh, it's just tipped over the crossbar by Ederson. Millimetres away. So that was the rather depressing turnout there in the end at the Etihad. Tell you what, let's look at the team news, because there's a couple of issues that came out of that game. Obviously, Raul Jimenez suspended. It means that it's a slight turnaround in the front three, and as you can see, no Adama Traore in that starting lineup. It's a fresh front three of Francisco Trincao, Hee-Chan Wang, who we think will play through the middle as the Raul replacement, and Daniel Podence to come from the left. Leander Dendoncker drops out as well. There are two goalkeepers named to make up the numbers. One thing I should mention is that we've just watched Rayan Aït-Nouri come out of the warm-up early and walk down the tunnel shaking his head. So we're going to try and get some confirmation as to what's happening with him. But Marçal is on the bench if needed. But Rayan Aït-Nouri not completing the warm-up as things stand. So, Tomo, let's talk about the front three then. First of all, Raul, nothing needs to be said. Yes. We know he was a silly boy. Maybe he just needed to do some late-night Christmas shopping at Merry Hill. And so he's not here. And so they've gone with Hwang through the middle and Podence and Trincao either side. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I just think he's gone for those three because I think it's the way that they run beyond Hwang as well. But what's going to be important for me, the biggest thing that's going to stand out is about the quality of ball up to them. They're not going to be able to play the ball high to them. You haven't got Jimenez who's going to be winning things in the air. Everything has got to have to be quality into the feet, into the space. But for me as well, I want to see them running beyond. I don't want to just see them playing in front. because we've seen it too many times where it's quite easy for teams to defend, but they've just got to make sure, can we get the quality into them? Can we get the ball? Pedence's ability to move the ball, to put those passes in, as he's proven, we've got to make sure that quality's good.
Claire, what do you make of that lineup tonight?
Yeah, I'm not surprised really. I think Wang probably like to give him a go as the main striker. He's got experience of playing in that role, and I think Podence obviously finds great pockets of space. He's very creative. He's set up a lot of our goals that have come this season, which obviously isn't many, but he tends to have been integral with the goals that we have scored. And then obviously Trincao on his day, he can be a quality player, and he likes to play between the lines and find pockets of space also. So it'd be interesting how it rolls. I think it's a nice option to have Traore on the bench. Obviously a little burst of pace coming in there as well. But it'd be interesting to see, won't it? I think we always miss Jimenez when he doesn't play. I think we haven't got that focal point. He links most of our play up really nicely. But I think it's a big opportunity for Wang. I think he's faded in the last few weeks. We haven't seen as much as we liked. He didn't really push on after that Newcastle game where he was spectacular. We haven't seen that Wang since. So it'd be great to give him the opportunity to go and, make the most of this game and get us a goal. And, it's a vital game given the amount of huge challenges we've had in this month. This is one that we need to win.
How will Fabio Silva be feeling, do you think, Claire? Must have thought this was his opportunity tonight.
I don't know. I don't know whether he maybe will have, given the fact that he hasn't been used. So he just hasn't been used, has he, in the last couple of months? So I think not getting even minutes off the bench is probably quite a little bit off the match pace, and I think that's probably been a bit integral that he'd probably prefer Hwang over him. It will be, I suppose, interesting to see whether he does get minutes today, and maybe he does use him as an option. I mean, we don't see what happens in training. So, he picks the team lager on what he sees, the effort, the work rate, the determination, the quality. So it has to go down to that straight decision, and obviously he's trusting Hwang tonight to go and get the game for us.
Yeah, you're just looking at that and say two of the players that he's playing up front are the two players that he's brought in, is Hwang and Trincao. Podence, who's playing in there as well, I think that he was always going to probably have something or some part in this game tonight. You've got the impact of Traore to come off the bench if you wanted, but he was always going to play them for me. I thought that he was just going to play Wang up that middle, say Trincao probably just on the left, Podence just off the right. But what he just likes to do, he just likes the two lads just to drop a little bit deeper, and he probably thinks that Trincao and Podence are probably better just dropping a little bit deeper. But look, Wang started the season, since he come really well, faded a little bit, had a little bit of a breather out of the team. Hopefully, he's been able to get himself back up to speed, had that little bit of rest because of not playing every week. But look, so there's no doubt about it. So look, he's our leading goal scorer at the minute with the way that he's going on. So you can see why he's going to be playing him. But look, they're going to have to work hard. They're going to have to work hard because, and I mention it again, the quality up to them has got to be good because, we've got no aerial power up there at all.
Well, we'll talk about Brighton in just a second. Before we do, let's hear from Bruno Lage ahead of this game.
Brighton next. You were just very complimentary about Graham Potter there. They're only 1 point behind you in the table, so I guess there's even added importance when you consider that, and they've managed to get some big results this season. Where do you see the key battles happening? Because they haven't actually won a game in their last 10.
But I never look for that. When I watch the other team plays, sometimes I watch 3 or 4 or 5 games. I want to see how they play when they have the ball, when don't they have the ball. Understand what they have, because after football is moments. You are not scoring after you score 3 goals. After you don't concede goals, and after you win game you can suffer 3 or 4 goals. So that's why every time in football is not about the past, it's not about the future, it's not about what happened today. And today is going to be a good chance for both teams to play their football, because I think, in my opinion, they have similar ideas, and they will not look back. So they will look for what happened in that game, and for sure they will try to do their best to when they play against us, and for sure we go with that mentality. We go for every game to play and to win.
Bruno Lage ahead of this game. We are hearing that there is a late change to the Wolves lineup and that Raul Nouri is not going to play. Marçal will come in for him. We've just been watching the starting 11 go through their paces, and Marçal was a part of that. So very quickly, Tomo, never easy to try and recover with such a late change to the team.
So no, it's not. So look, it's but you've got an experienced player coming in. He's proven himself at the beginning of the season when he's played there. He's a good defender, can read the game really well. The only thing that they're going to probably miss is just that attacking bit down the left-hand side from him. So look, Marcel's just got to get involved in it. We've said it time and time again about our fullbacks, making sure that they do get involved in it because they're an outlet for us. But there's no doubt about it. So he's going to come into the side. So look, he's an experienced player. He knows what's going on. He knows what's expected of him. So I can't see there's going to be any problem. But it's a shame for Raul because I think that he's been playing really well.
Let's talk about Brighton. And what we do, we'll look back on a phenomenal game that was here last year. I mean, everybody's going to be presuming that it's 0-0 today, Claire, given the respective records of the two teams coming into this one. But neither side was in great form either at this time when they met in this game last year. And yet it ended up with 6 goals and we nearly stole it in the last minute. So who knows what could happen, Claire Hateman?
Well, you like games like this, don't you? It's a midweek under the floodlights. Sometimes, obviously, games surprise you. I mean, looking at the stats, like you say, there's not a lot of goals between either side. They've not won in 5. Obviously, we've not won for a little while now as well, and had a few draws in there too. So, the XG for both of us not particularly high. We haven't got Jimenez tonight, and he's probably been scoring the majority of the goals in the last 6 games or so that we've played. So, bar obviously Kilman. But set pieces today. We spoke about goal threats, and you're looking at Seiss and Kilman. They're a major threat for us on corners, and you'd like to think somebody like Connor Cody might be due one as well. So we don't expect a lot of goals. If you look at the stats, I think the prediction is for a 0-0 or for even a draw. They've only lost 3 times. Obviously, we've lost a little bit more, but such narrow victories as well. So hopefully we're defensively strong and we look to secure that clean sheet, but with some goals up there as well.
Yeah, Brighton got off to such a great start, Tomo, and then no wins in their last 10, but 8 of them have been draws. They got booed on a draw here recently that even the manager kind of came out afterwards and had a go at a bit of the fans for. So, surely the message in the Wolves dressing room is get at them early, frustrate them, and the home crowd will do the work for you.
Yeah, you would think so. So, look, the way the start of the season started really well. It was up there with the people at the top. Unfortunately, they've just faded away. But, again, they've got a lot of players. They've got a lot of players that are missing. Some experienced players just watching on their dunk. So, look, we just got to make sure we get at them, make sure it's going to be difficult for them. And that's what I'm saying to you. The fullbacks, those 3 up front, can we get the supply to them? Can we cause them problems? We've already proven that we can defend and hold on, well, near enough to the end. But we've shown that we've got a little bit of steel at the back.
So where's the key battle tonight then, Claire? Who do you see being the key player for Wolves?
I think somebody like Ruben Neves. I think he's when he plays well, we perform. That's pretty much how it's been more recently. Podence as well. I think he's been superb. The little bits of play that he's done that created goals for us. We need those moments. I think it's going to be quite an open game. I've got a feeling, like you say, with lots of COVID changes. I think we've got to treat this as a must-win game in the fact that we've got such a pretty horrific schedule in December. This is one that we really wanted to go and win, let alone off the last 2 results. So I think we'll be a little bit frustrated that we haven't taken any points from the last 2, and hopefully they're going to go for it. But it is a completely different game plan, isn't it? The last 2 have been very keep it tight. This one, we've got to open up a little bit and take the game to them. So I'm hoping that keep that clean sheet. Let's go and get some goals up there because I think they need the confidence of that. There's lots of talk of them doing it in training, but we need to see the goals on the league table as well.
Well then, Tomo, what are you going for?
I'm going to go for the score that it was at half-time. Look at it. Is that 2-1? Was it? No, I'm going to go for 3-1. I'm going to go for 3-1 today. I'm going to go for our half-time.
hopefully,
Just turn it towards you, Michael.
Hopefully,
there he is. There he is.
There is going to be a. No one needs to see this in double vision. Goodness me, this thing has gone crazy. Hopefully we are going to get a result today. You can hear full live commentary from Tomo and I on wolves.co.uk and via the Wolves app. If you're on the move, Claire will give us her thoughts at half-time and full-time as well. He might not be playing tonight, but it's been an incredible year for a certain Raul Jimenez. Enjoy the Code Red trailer. We'll see you in a couple of minutes on Wolves TV.
He's an awesome father. He plays a lot with Arya.
He's just the most laid back, kind, generous, decent man you could possibly imagine. I think he's a lovely guy.
Honestly, I thought from the very first time I met him, not just as a footballer, but as a person, as a human being, how much he would fit into our change room.
I think the fans sort of instantly took to him and knew that they had a striker of real class.
He's so talented, he's so athletic, he's fast, and he's a goal scorer.
It was a normal day, just watching the game and waiting him to come back home.
There's a frightful clash of heads there as I think David Luiz collided in to Raul Jimenez.
The noise, that will stay.
Is he alive? Is he alive?
At the time, we didn't know if we were gonna see him again, really.
Please wake up, please wake up. Just move a little bit, just to know you're alive.
And then you start listening, Code Red, and you start thinking, is he alive? What's Code Red?
One of the most horrific things I've seen in my life.
It's really hard to sum up, how we all felt at that time.
Here in Mexico, it was really a painful moment.
Everything changed that day. It was a global story. Everybody was desperately keen to know how he was. Is he going to play again?
Can I ask you first about Raul? Can you tell us how he is?
Just give us an update on his comeback. What's the next step for him, do you feel?
I know it's very early, but any indication as to how long you can be expected to be out for?
Raul Jimenez.
And Raul?
Fairly early on, he told me that he was thinking he was going to play football.
So strong, confident that he was going to play again.
His character, his optimism, his belief, his smile to the problems. He's so strong to solve it.
Le decíamos que le siguiera echando y que tuviera fuerza para poder seguir adelante.
De hecho, llegamos a pensar en cosas que...
Para salir adelante y para regresar a hacer lo que más ama, también es una fuente de motivación para mí, para mis hermanos.
I think he should take a lot of credit, a lot of pride from how he's bounced back from such a horrendous thing and a horrendous injury.
I'm so proud of him.
I really love him. Really love him.
I want to be the same, but at the same time, I want to show more, that I can do more.